Okay, here we go again. This is our third and final day of our Tackle It Together Spring Declutter Challenge. I'm Diane in Denmark, rah rah rah. If we haven't met before, I am your little cheerleader, your routines coach here on YouTube. And we're just working together. I would recommend you start with the first video on our spring declutter. I went through what you need to have to get organized for this, so you're setting yourself up for success. And I'm just repeating what I've done the last couple of days. I've got everything ready here, and I wanted, I'm trying to give you my best decluttering tips and tricks. And I wanted to give you a little update on what happened yesterday now. As you saw, went through a lot of stuff, more for the recycling, and I had a lot of questions on yesterday's video about what I'm doing with I'm working on photos. Perhaps you are working in your bedroom, decluttering clothes. Maybe you are decluttering your cleaning products. You've got too many of them, you're never going to use them, passing them on to a friend. I'm working on photos, and a lot of you have asked, what am I doing with the photos? Am I shredding them? No, I'm just putting them in our recycling. And here in Denmark, we have a very kind of safe garbage, rubbish collection thing. And I can actually take, anything, if I've got papers with details on it, sensitive information, I can actually take that in a bag, and it goes to a designated space where nobody else, kind of goes directly into the crusher. So I don't need to shred or do anything like that. If you need to do that, go ahead. But I don't feel it's necessary with the photos. But I did want to give you an update of what I did last night, because I said to you that, many of these things, I had a folder for our copper wedding, which is the 12.5 years. I think Denmark is the only place in the world that has copper wedding. And I said I didn't want to keep the folder, and I had all the pictures in plastic, what do you call them? These things. So I've removed all the photos, all this plastic, that's going to the recycling. And also in that folder I found, thank you cards for thanking us for having the copper wedding party. And so all of those can go, plus some photos of, photos that were just not great. And the file is going. And what I've decided to do with the actual photos is, I had a brainwave. Remember we had our wedding photos album, and I had labelled it our wedding. Well, now I'm going to put those photos in this box because there's space for it in here. So the photos will now be our wedding and our copper wedding. Kind of made sense to do it that way. And then on with today, and I did a bit more yesterday after I switched off the camera, and I've added an extra category now. When we were talking about decluttering the last couple of days, I said to you, it's just getting started with the decluttering. You're kind of feeling nervous about it. And if you're just starting to declutter your house, do not start with the sentimental stuff like this. I've got a list of questions, decluttering questions, that will help you through the process. But for my decluttering now with the sentimental stuff, I'm doing it in exactly the same way as I approach the rest of decluttering. I'm bringing things into categories, breaking it down into categories, because what happens is when you place like with like, that can be in the kitchen, all your measuring spoons or all your pots and pans. You suddenly have an idea of what you've got, how much you've got, if you've really got a ton of stuff. And from there, it makes it easier to reduce what we have. And that's what I've done with my photos. So I'm going through, I've got different categories for things. And from there, once I've got the categories, like this one, from there I can work through it and say, are there doublers? Do I need to keep all of them? So it makes the process easier. And since yesterday, I have added an extra category, which is Lux, which is not luxury. It's my time in Luxembourg, because I made a lot of friends there. That's where I met hubby, and anything to do with my time there. I was working at the European Supreme Court for the British judge. Hubby was working for the Danish judge. And all our friends, we have a lot of friends from that period who are now in Sweden, in the Basque Country, in France, in Belgium. Anything pertaining to that part of our lives is in the Lux category. So I've been doing a bit more behind the scenes, but for today, let me show you the next box. I've been down to our basement again, and as I said to you, I'm just working through things gently, just looking at things. Do you want to keep it? Can it go? And this is what I have brought today. And also wanted to say to you here, one of the reasons why, one of the ways that we can make decluttering easier is to put it into our daily routines. Now, hands up if you've heard me talking about that before, but having a regular time to deal with this stuff, because if you don't have a regular time, you're kind of putting it off, and that's why, you know, I've given you those little tips before about anti-procrastination day, dealing with all those stuff that you're always putting off. Now you can see in the cupboard downstairs in the basement, I've got a full box of these kind of things. Now these are photo albums that I made in my Luxembourg years, a bit after that when the kids were born. They are dated. And what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to make this my new little evening routine habit, is when I'm watching TV, I'm usually watching some kind of cozy crime. I'll put a picture of the kind of things that I like. And I'm just going to take one of these, forgotten the name of it again, filmmaker. I'm thinking in Danish this morning. And I'm going to take one of these albums every evening when hubby and I were having our cup of tea and some biscuits. You know, I'm usually watching a cozy crime. I don't need to focus on it too much. And I'm just going to go through one of these at a time. And my plan is I'm not going to take all the photos out and then go through them. I'm just going to look at them and pull anything out that I want. And then the rest of this, with the photos included, goes in the bin. Got that? So I'm going to have a routine moving forward. Every day I'll just be working on one album, and that makes it doable for me. And knowing that I've got a plan for it, it just makes things less scary. And I know you've been seeing that with your clutter the last couple of days, because the worst part is not knowing what's in there. Like this box is like, oh, what is in that box? And that's what we're going to find out right now. Okay, so let's have a wee look. So first of all, in the box, I've got another one of these random albums. And I can see it's from, my time when I lived in Edinburgh. Here you are. That's me. Still kind of same outfit. I like my scarves, red lips and the bob. So that will be added to my evening routine. And then I've got some long, oh my goodness. Do you remember when we had these long, very long photos? Let me just check and see what's in it, because I try not to. Okay, it's photos of our wedding, but not great photos. And I mean, honestly, I've got a whole stack of wedding photos and another album downstairs. Okay, that can just go into the recycling. Okay, and then I've got photos from a friend's wedding. Oh, some of me from Edinburgh. That was a fancy dress party. I'm not deciding right now whether I'm keeping them or giving them away. I'm just putting them into categories. And there's a funny one. I've got one of my auntie, who's not really my auntie. This is my Auntie Joyce. And we've got a very small family, but do you have like an auntie? She's actually my courtesy auntie, but I love my Auntie Joyce. Right, those can go over there. Okay, I've got some also more, photo of Dad, more school photos of me as a child. Okay, and then I've got another, watch out for the dust. Now I've got another album here. And this is also all, excuse me, from Edinburgh. And it appears to be photos from, my 21st birthday party. Okay, so again, I'll do the same thing. I'll go through those one evening when I'm watching one of my favourite shows. and just pull out the ones that I want to keep. The rest can go out. Oh, and I am at somebody's wedding. I can't even remember whose wedding that is. Right, and nothing in this. Not even any negatives. It was so funny, your comments yesterday about all the negatives that we're finding. I mean, who on earth is going to... Have you ever actually had to develop something from a negative? I mean, my eyesight is getting so bad now. You know, I'm 57. You know, I would have to get the glasses out, and it's difficult to see anything. Okay, so in this big box, I've got another box. So this box is now empty. Hooray! A box. No idea what is in here. Oh! Now this appears to be, let me just look. Do you know what this is? It's a photo thing, and it looks like it needs a good clean. Another box in here. Ooh, but so we're on a kind of a treasure hunt today. What are we finding here? Okay, these are, oh my goodness, these are slides. What on earth? Let me see if this thing, I don't know, it probably needs, yeah, it probably needs batteries. I don't even, I had completely forgotten that I had this. Okay, there's this part of it. There must be a battery. Is there a battery place in there? How on earth do you... Oh. Is there a place for battery? It must work on batteries, though I can't see anywhere to put batteries. Okay, I'm intrigued by this one, and I want to see what some of the photos are. Luckily, it's a nice sunny day here in Copenhagen. Oh, okay, it seems to be, it's definitely from a time in Luxembourg, because I can see my old boss, Sir David. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to have to get this thing working somehow if I want to see it. Let me take another box of the slides. Has anybody else got slides? Why on earth? I must have thought it was fun at the time to get slides. Oh my goodness. No, they're definitely from Luxembourg. Yeah, those are all from Luxembourg. Okay, so that is a bit of a mystery. I'm going to have to look into that. But I will not be doing it today. And as I said, you know, you're going to find weird things. I completely forgot I had that. You're going to find weird things as you go through. But that I will deal with another time. Oh, it says on the thing, slides. At least I'd written on the box. Answers on a postcard, please, of how I can get this. You know what? I'm going to Google that. Google that. Okay, right. What else is in here? Okay. Oh, I have a magnet of a fridge magnet of hubby and the kids and I at. Don't even know where we were. It wasn't at Tivoli. Let me get my glasses on. Nah. Okay. That can go. And how sentimental are you about things? Because I know some of you are good with the photos, you don't need to keep any of them, or you've put them all, you know, taken photos of them or scanned them. Others of you love your scrapbooking, you love your albums, and that's fine. You do you. And I explained the last couple of days that in the past, I used to think, oh, I want to hold on to it, or I thought I had to hold on to it. And part of the new thinking that I've got is the stuff that I was hanging on to. It was just because I had always held on to it, and I'd moved from, you know, I'm born in Edinburgh in Scotland, moved to work in Luxembourg when I was 21, and I moved stuff with me, and then it moved from flat to flat. And I never really looked at what it was, but it was just like, oh, I've always moved that. And then when I started decluttering, actually looking at what it was like, oh, I didn't actually want to keep the stuff anymore. It was just in my head. It was like, well, I've always kept that. And now I'm at the stage where, you know, big changes. empty nesters now, lost mum last year. Mum had a great life, and I want to be like mum and out doing stuff with people and not having all this kind of clutter, because a lot of it is clutter. It's photos that are out of focus, or people that I don't like, or bad memories. You know, we got to get rid of that. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm finding some funny ones. This is this is a photo of me and my friends Liz and Mary from Luxembourg, and it was some kind of fancy dress party. I think it was a hen night. Oh my goodness, that's me in the middle. That was a funny one. Okay, so anyway, so that's all. Those are Luxembourg photos. Those can go over there. Ooh, almost at the bottom of this box. What is this? Now these ones are in an envelope. Doesn't say what it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is another ex-boyfriend. I've had quite a few ex-boyfriends. Okay, those can definitely go. What, are you finding any weird stuff? Okay, those can go directly in the bin. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Okay, all of those can go in the bin. Not showing you those, and I don't want anybody else to find them. And that's the thing. What is your legacy? Because I said to you at the end of you know, when I've got my photos together, I've already said to the kids that I'm going to have hopefully, you know, like, you know, one box. I think this is a reasonable size of photos that only mean something to me. You know, only things that bring me joy. It's not going to be, you know, photos of the grandparents or hubby and I moving into this house, or you know, milestones from the kids. But this box, when I leave, they can just chuck it. Right. Oh, and I've got one last thing in here. Oh, look at that. And this was on a school trip. And I can't even remember where it was. I've got the rest of the photos from the school trip. That can go. And also this old box can go. And you can see, you know, after many years, they just kind of get stained. Yes! Oh, I feel like I need to wash my hands now. Let me just have a wee drink of water. I hope you brought some tea or coffee. I'm on the water this morning. Right, shall we have a bit of a status update? So all of this, look at this, that this is what I have achieved in the 3 days. There's also stuff that's going into recycling. I have also got a plan for moving forward. I'm going to be going through one of these albums every evening as part of my evening routine, where, you know, where I'm feeling kind of hygge and cozy in a safe environment, enjoying my cup of tea and biscuits with hubby. I'll be going through one folder. And as I continue to work on my photos, 57 years worth of photos, actually more than that, because I've got stuff from mum and dad and hubby's mum and dad. But you know, I've got my categories set up, so I've got a plan for things, and that's really what I wanted to give you with this declutter challenge, is showing you that it doesn't have to be scary. It may be a bit strange at first, but when we're doing it for short amounts of time, you know, I always set a timer before I declutter. Hopefully you're using my videos for that. I'm talking you through the process. You are setting yourselves up for success by having your bags and boxes ready for anything that you're giving away or recycling. And seeing that when we just get started, when we take that first step, it isn't scary. And I've really had fun the last 3 days looking through these things. There were some kind of photos that made me feel bad. Get rid of those, but I found some real treasures. Here's one of them. This is me, my birthday. I've actually written on the back, 11th birthday, 1978. And I don't know if you can see there, it's my birthday, and I got a game called One for the Pot. Do you remember I was talking about that when we were going through games that I was decluttering? One for the Pot. That's the only childhood game that I've kept. And I also found, you know, photos of my christening. And I was looking at my christening robe down in the basement the other day. I've also got plans for what I'm doing with my wedding dress. And also some classics. This is me just after my punk years. And oh my goodness, and a lot of photos from my childhood. This is me wearing my Joy Division t-shirt and looking a bit grumpy. Teenager and grumpy with my Joy Division t-shirt on. Anyway, so fun memories. I hope our little series has been useful to you. I just wanted to give you a heads up that I'm going to be taking a break from YouTube for a little while. You know, I do this from time to time. It's really useful for me to step back. I've got work projects going on behind the scenes. Also, I want to spend time with friends and family. I've also got some medical issues to sort out. But anyway, it's all good. But if you don't see me around making YouTube videos, I've not gone completely, but I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. I hope I've given you tips to get started with your decluttering wherever you are in the decluttering process, whether you are just starting dealing with easy stuff, the household stuff, or whether, like me, you are getting ready for the next stage of your life, making space for all the good things. As always, I would appreciate if you'd leave me a little emoji comment. I don't do any sponsored content. I keep my channel free from that and no annoying ads in the middle of my videos. So whenever you watch one of my videos, you know, we can work together and we're not kind of being interrupted by anything. So anyway, I'm going to get tidied up here. I've got my plan for moving forward. So all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the Hygge Spring Declutter sessions be with you, and I shall see you on the other side. Okay, give yourselves a pat on the back and a rah. Okay, bye for now.